What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Zamboni. I am an herbalist and astrologer, and it is time to talk about the astrology of the week ahead. I am coming at you from the west coast of Costa Rica in a spot called Ocean Forest Eco Lodge. Let's talk about it. Let's dive in here. Do make sure to check me out on Patreon, patreon.com/ZamboniFunk. Make sure and follow me here on Instagram. Give this page a like. Be loud in the comment section if you want me to hear from you. I would love to hear from you. I love that sort of thing. I love knowing what's going on with y'all, how this is all resonating. So this week is... So I'm really kind of feel good about this week. What we really have here is, so we had the new moon last week, and that featured 6 out of 7 planets in Aquarius. And so there's a lot of this Aquarius vibe going on here. That's 6 out of 7 traditional planets. That's almost everything that you can see in the sky. Everything else was fixed stars. If you did any sky gazing this past week, then it's likely that you didn't see any planets. You may have seen Mars a little bit, during the daytime, but when it was nighttime, it was just fixed stars in the background, or as the background. So there's, all of the planetary stuff is sort of fixed in the one spot. It's all concentrated, right? And so we had this conference. And so I've been sort of talking about the Aquarius Conference as generating policy or figuring out a plan. How we've been presented with some problems. How are we going to deal with it? What we're looking at this week is kind of the beginnings of moving things toward whatever it is that we're going to do. We're going to move, we've had a plan, we've made a plan, and now we're going to see about setting it into motion. The first thing that's going to happen here is, the moon moved out of Aquarius fairly quickly. That's what the moon does. And so immediately we've got the moon sort of pushing forward, right? And then the sun is going to move out of Aquarius this week. The sun is going to move into Pisces. Hey, Pisces, I see you out here. It is Pisces birthday time. And it's we're moving into Pisces season here, right? The sun into Pisces. This is a nice change for the sun. The sun is sort of in a little bit of, the sun doesn't really like the Saturn signs very much. It's dark, it's cold. This is a time when the sun doesn't really have a lot of this is not our strongest sun. Our strongest sun kind of happens during Leo time or Cancer, maybe with the solstice. This is our longest days and a super bright sun and strong sun and all that sort of stuff, right? Sun in Aquarius is I guess so, the sun in Leo is very here I am, I'm the best. The sun in Aquarius is I don't really want to deal with all that right now. Can we hide a little bit, and so the sun moving into Pisces from Aquarius, this is a move to neutral dignity. We'll take it. This is a nice sort of the sun feels pretty good here. This is not our strongest sun, but it's in a better condition than it was in Aquarius for sure. It's not in the same sign as Saturn anymore. We'll take that. And so we can see some forward motion here. We've sort of made the plan in Aquarius, and now it's about okay, how are we gonna push forward? What kind of new ideas can we have around this? How can we deal with it? Now, at the same time, late in the week, Venus is going to make a square to Mars. And so Mars is the only one who is not at the conference, right? Mars is the only one who's out here in Taurus, and is a little bit I hate your plan, right? And so Venus square to Mars, so Mars is in Taurus, which is a Venus sign, and so Venus square Mars, this is a little bit, the square aspect shows conflict, it shows difficulty, there's some grinding of gears here, but it's with reception. This is in Venus's sign. And so it's a little bit Mars can't quite punch back at Venus the way that Mars has wanted to punch all of the other planets. And so this feels to me like someone gentle, Venus, right? Someone gentle or soft or, with a pleasing, soothing voice, sort of telling Mars, okay, we had a meeting and here's what's going on. Here's the plan now. Venus is also in the overcoming position, which is to say that Venus is not only ruling that Mars, but also in a superior position and sort of has what it takes to influence Mars in a way that Mars can't influence Venus quite as well. And so, so this is kind of Venus in a position of authority, being like, okay, Mars, we have come to some conclusions here. We talked about you at the meeting, and here's what we said. Now, here's how we would like things to go in the future. It feels like a gentle touch, you know. It feels a little bit like trying to guide Mars. Mars has been pretty like, I'm not feeling it. You know, Mars has been pretty disruptive and volatile and like a lot of just like really like disruptive energy, you know. And so this is a little bit sort of like maybe putting Mars onto a course a little bit. You know, in all the mythology, Mars is pretty like terrible and rough and nobody likes him. And the only one who can calm him down is Venus. And so we can see a little bit of that here, that soothing, that Venus is like, all right, Mars, it's going to be okay. And here's how we would like this to go. And here's how, you know, here's your part in it, you know. And so this will maybe be some kind of like Mars being a little more cooperative, being a little more like with the program. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. It looks like it wants to be a little more cohesive, especially with Mars here. Again, we're looking at, you know, like doing stuff. And so we've made our plan, and then it's about doing stuff. We'll also have the moon go through Taurus and conjoin that Mars. And moon on Mars definitely wants to push. It wants to handle some business. It wants to try some stuff out. The moon was at the meeting. And so there's going to be some like, all right, we're going to try it, see how it goes. Now, what also is going to happen this week at the end of the week is on Saturday, Mercury is going to station direct. So Mercury has been retrograde for the past 3 weeks. You know, we had our conjunction to the sun, and things maybe started looking a little more solution oriented. We had Mercury conjunct Venus, and then Mercury conjunct Jupiter immediately after that. And now this Mercury station, you know, always during the station times, this is when we kind of get the most of the Mercury stuff, the Mercury problem stuff, the like, you know, technology troubles. I don't know about you, but I have totally had some technology troubles. We had a storm here and lost electricity for a while, like these kinds of things, right? You know, all of the delays and all the things that you associated with Mercury retrograde during the station, those can be a little bit more. So the way that I'm sort of seeing this is we made a plan, now we're going to try to execute it, and immediately we see some holes in the plan. We had a nice idea about how it was going to work, but we didn't think about that thing. And then that thing showed up immediately, and we're going to have to like wing that a little bit. We're going to have to maybe incorporate that into the plan. Now, I personally think that it's good to have that kind of feedback immediately, right? So as soon as that sort of feedback shows up, that gives us a good opportunity to patch that hole, you know, so we don't have to scrap the whole plan, and we don't have to scrap the whole plan 6 months down the line once we've invested all this into it, right? We can take this moment to, you know, rework our plan a little bit because there's some new information, there's some things that maybe we hadn't thought about, or you know, we thought that it was going to work a certain way, and then it didn't work that way. It spun a different way, and so we had to deal with that, right? We might see a little bit of that sort of stuff going on here. So to me, it really feels like wrangling the plan once the plan is out of the box. We've taken it out of the box and now it's going, and then now we're trying to be like, oh, okay, but we want it to go in this direction, you know? And so there's like a little bit of that kind of like playing with it that's going to go on here. We still do have Mercury pretty close to Jupiter. You know, we're in Saturn's sign, and Saturn is present, so, you know, it's not all fun and games out here, but it could be much more difficult, I think. And the things that happen, you know, one of the things that I wrote in my dailies last week was sometimes a miscommunication is exactly what you need. And I think that there's a lot of potential for good stuff to come out of the Mercury retrograde annoyances that are likely to come out this week. So that's a quick rundown on what's going on this week. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. One thing to make sure to do is make sure and like and follow here, and check it out on YouTube as well. Check me out on Patreon. Make sure to go into the Alchemist Kitchen. The Alchemist Kitchen is super cute, 119 Crosby Street for all my New York City people. And use the discount code ZamboniFolk for 10% off anything in-store or online. That is a great way to sort of like, you know, keep everybody supported. Thank you so much. And look out for future updates. I've got pretty soon, I've got I'm going to be speaking next Saturday at the Visionary Astrology Conference with PDX Astro. That's going to be super fun. I'm very excited about that. I am going to be doing a retreat here at the Ocean Forest Eco Lodge. Keep an ear out for that. That's coming up pretty soon. So, we're really doing a lot of things here. So thanks so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing y'all soon. Bye.